The following must be, oh, okay, never mind. Please note that this meeting is being made available to the public through a live video and audio broadcast on the Comcast Government Access Channel 9 and is being recorded for broadcasting at future dates and via streaming on YouTube. Comments may be in open session, may be recorded. All votes taken during this meeting will be on roll call. We have someone on remote, and that's the procedure. Okay, starting with 160 Scussett Street, notice of intent, DEP number 0561133.
Good evening.
And please state your name.
Gregory Morse, registered engineer, Morse Engineering.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Bob, turn your microphone on.
Good.
Well, I forgot to give him the thumbs up to start the recording.
Oh, it's going, Gino. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Representing the North and South River Watershed Association, the project's at 160 Scussett Street. This is a continued public hearing. We had filed a notice of intent for restoration of the property, and the intent is that the association will be relocating their headquarters to that address at 160 Scussett Street. We submitted plans a while back identifying on the plans the resource areas at the site. There's a bordering vegetated wetland. There's a natural bank associated with the North River. There's also a FEMA flood zone, land subject to coastal storm flowage at elevation 6. Elevation 8. The entire property is within the 300-foot North River corridor, which is a 300-foot vertical or horizontal setback from the North River itself. What we're proposing to do out there is we're proposing to rehab the existing building that's out there. There'd be a porch, there'd be ADA access added to the building, a small deck would be added to the building, some roof overhangs just to visually make the building look better than what's there currently. There would be a rehab of the interior space of that building to create offices for the association and meeting space. Exterior on the site, what our proposal is it's a septic system upgrade. We'd be replacing the septic tank with a new septic tank. We'd be paving 2 ADA compliant parking spaces. Currently there are no ADA compliant parking spaces on the site. There's a rather extensive gravel parking lot there. We would be graveling that parking area. There's a fenced in enclosure out behind the existing building. We would be putting in a new fenced-in enclosure in the same footprint and re-graveling inside of that fenced-in enclosure. And at the extreme rear of the property, there's a pathway which we would be upgrading to provide access to the back where there's direct access to the North River itself to install a dock. This commission previously approved the notice of intent for the dock portion of this project, so this is the land side associated with the building and that parking that we're here for. Since the last time I was in front of this commission, we've gone back to the planning board and received approval by the Pembroke Planning Board for the site. We underwent a peer review through Merrill Associates, who had us do a round of revisions for the stormwater aspects of the site improvements. We are proposing 2 rain gardens as well as a pea-stone diaphragm to handle stormwater flows. Currently, there are no stormwater controls at the site, so that's a betterment. We've also been to the North River Commission, and the North River Commission has approved the site in its entirety. DEP issued its file number, and I believe we've updated the plans per all requests that have been made by everyone. So we're looking to close this unless the board has any further questions or comments, and I can put the plans up if there's any detail that you feel you need.
We did go over mostly everything you spoke about, and the holdup was the DEP number, the
North River Commission.
And the stormwater management
and
review.
the stormwater provision additions. So,
Just a quick
anybody
question.
have any further questions?
Could you just explain what a pea-stone diaphragm is?
Sure. So what we provide at the edge of the gravel parking lot is essentially a crushed stone trench that has pea stone in it, and it allows the first flush of stormwater that's coming off of the parking lot a place to settle out any suspended solids within the stormwater before it enters into the rain garden component of the stormwater system.
And then what happens there?
So in the rain garden area, that's a planted depression or a detention basin type area. So there would be nutrient uptake by plants that are planted in there. You would also have infiltration of that stormwater into the soils under that stormwater system.
Keeps the water out of the river. Does it keep the water out of the river? Is that part of the process?
It doesn't keep it out of the river, but what it does is it treats the water prior to it getting to the river. So
Now, how long are they actually designed to last before they silt up, and what happens then?
sure. So as part of the stormwater calculations, we submitted an operation and maintenance plan. So on a quarterly basis, the system gets inspected. You know, if there's silt in the rain garden or if there's silt in the pea stone diaphragm, you know, they know to maintain that. They know to replace plants as they die off, et cetera. So that was reviewed, you know, as part of that stormwater system.
Excellent.
All right. We all set?
I
Someone,
actually just have a quick question, if you don't mind, Mr. Morris. Is that okay, Mr. Chair?
go ahead.
Okay.
That's
So,
Nicole.
thank you. This is Nicole Pelletier. Sorry, I'm the remote participant today. So I'm just wondering, Mr. Morris, would you be able to, I guess, clarify as to whether or not the phased approach to vegetation, like the potential revegetation species, would that have any impact on the I guess the treatment of the water that's going to be infiltrating, or is that are all of those plants going to be essentially installed upon the completion of that area that the water is being treated?
Yeah, so those plants get installed essentially right at the completion of that stormwater basin being built. You know,
Okay.
first off, it gets graded, it gets seeded, the slopes of that basin, and then the plants go in the bottom of it. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I know I wasn't very articulate in asking that, but I do appreciate your clarification.
No problem.
That was all I had. Thank you so much, Gina.
Okay, Nicole. Can I get a motion to close? Oh, excuse me. Any comment from the public? Very well. Motion to close.
Almost to close.
Second?
We have to do roll call, so Nicole, go first.
Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Artie Giuliani?
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
None opposed. And a motion for order of conditions. The two things that one thing we had was comply with the North River Commission, which you made mention of, and I just say build to plans. So I might as well make that motion and get a second.
Second.
All in favor? Roll call.
Nicole Pelletier, yeah, sorry. We wanted.
Rick Madden, aye.
Artie Giuliani?
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
All right, aye. Thank you.
Oh,
Awesome.
none opposed.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck with it.
Thank you for making
Thank
it
you,
easy.
Mr. Morris.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so as the next
Can't wait to see it all happen.
hearing gets set up, you want to set up, Kevin? I'll have you guys sign the order of conditions.
Sure. Next one up is ANRAD for 660 Washington Street, DEP number 0561134. And I guess there was minor changes to the peer review, and this is a continuation as well. So we we have been going over a lot of this stuff, but please state your name and
Sounds good, thank you.
continue.
Kevin Grady from Grady Consulting, representing the applicant, and with Don McGill for the ANRAD, abbreviated notice of resource area delineation for 660 Washington Street. As you know, the ANRAD process is a process to review the location of the wetlands resource areas on the property. That way we can determine exactly what areas we can work in, and what resource areas have buffer zones and where they are on the property, so we can contemplate development without that changing after the fact. So we had our wetland scientist, John Zimmer, delineate the wetlands. He's a well-known wetland scientist, has been working in the area and nationally for 20 years. You've seen his name, I'm sure. He delineated the resource areas on the property. The resource areas consist of bordering vegetated wetland. You can see the numerous amounts of flags throughout the center of the property here. Those are delineating the edge of the bordering vegetated wetland. The other resource area that's located on the property is riverfront associated with McFarland Brook. The river on the bottom half of the property is intermittent stream, and then where those two rivers come together is where the perennial river begins, approximately in this area here. In line with the wetlands protection regulations that requires that we provide evidence of 4 consecutive days of dry riverbed, we supplied that data with photographic evidence and narrative. We also had your conservation agent come out one of the days in that time frame to also witness what we had documented. And the commission also hired a peer review consultant to review the delineation and the photographic evidence. He provided 2 letters. One, he asked us to add a couple additional flags, and then he issued another letter yesterday, I believe, or this morning, indicating that he agreed that the delineation as shown on the plan meets the requirements of the Wetlands Protection Act. The flags that he asked us to add were in this area here. And he basically asked us to connect some of the flagging in here. And technically it was off of the subject property. I think that's why John Zimmer didn't delineate it in the first place. There's actually a square piece taken out of the center of this property that belongs to the state highway. So he didn't hop the fence and delineate it, but we took care of that. And I'll be happy to take any questions if you have them.
No, because we pretty much already went over it. We were just waiting for the updates. Any, Nicole, do you have any questions?
No, I do not have any questions at all. I think they did a fantastic job.
Okay, thank you. Bobby?
Cool.
Anybody?
Sounds good. Great.
And just so you know, I was out there in September 2024, so that's about a year ago, more than a year ago. We walked that stream bed. It was dry as a bone, sandy, until you get to that confluence of the two, and that's where you pick up the perennial stream.
Actually,
Yeah, that's not the first time we've been in there,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I do have just a quick question. You have, what are you trying to prove there with the 3 days dry? What is that called?
So it's an intermittent brook.
Yeah, that it's
Other than
intermittent. If it's perennial, it has a 200-foot riverfront protective area around it.
Right.
A perennial, an intermittent stream, it's typically within a bordering vegetated wetland. It only has the 100-foot wetland buffer associated with it. The riverfront For perennial rivers has additional protections that we will have to present to the commission if we work within those areas.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any public comment?
I actually have a question.
Well, Bob has a question.
Oh,
It's just that one thing I read in the research review was is that as of November 2025, there was no DEP number issued.
We received
Yeah,
it.
they received
have
it
a
today.
DEP number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Thank you.
All right, that was it.
Sorry, I just-
Come on up to
Please.
to the microphone, please, and tell us your name and,
Janet Nihill, 25 Edgewater Drive. Based on the conversation this evening, it appears there was a lot of discussion from the previous meeting. As in a butter, we received the notice of the October meeting the day after the initial meeting. So I'd like to understand what was discussed at the meeting that we weren't able to attend. Thank you.
well, I would say that you've received a peer review of the initial ANRAD application, and that peer review came to us in the time between the application being submitted and the time that we received a DEP number. The commission had time to review the materials provided by its peer review of the ANRAD itself. So it was more of a background internal review of the materials provided to them in that time period. A public hearing can't be open until we receive, or until the commission receives a DEP number. So the meeting had to be continued 2 times in order for us to wait for that DEP number to come through. But in that time, the peer review was performed, and actually, there's a final peer review here that was also provided to the commission prior to the meeting.
Sorry, one more question. Janet Nihill
Ms.
again.
Nihill, is it all right if I add something, Andy?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. So in our previous meeting, we did discuss the nature of, or at least I believe it was our previous meeting, we talked about ANRADs a lot. We discussed the approval process and what ANRADs actually are. So basically, it's just acknowledging what resource areas exist on this property. We're obviously not looking at any sort of, like, there's prospective development, but there isn't any clear indication of what development might take place. So we're just looking at the resource areas here on this map. And if you have any specific obligation or objections to what you are seeing on the map, or if you have any observations yourself as an abutter that you would like us to take note of, then you're most welcome to provide us with that insight.
Thank you. So
Thank
I
you,
guess my
Nicole.
next question is,
Yes.
it's a little concerning that we received the initial abutters letter the day after the meeting took place, and it was actually postmarked after the meeting took place. So any future communication, can we be assured that the abutters are receiving the
Yes.
notification in ample time to attend any meetings?
So the abutters notices were sent to you under the statutory requirements, and that's another reason why the hearing had to be continued, is
Okay.
because you hadn't received
Okay,
that
perfect.
notice yet.
So as long as that we'll continue to get communication prior to
Absolutely.
any meetings?
And in fact, if any work is being proposed on this site, it may be before the planning board. It for sure, I expect would be before this board. And again, you will be notified ahead of any public hearings for any work that's going to be proposed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that summary, Andy. Okay, with that said, motion to close is on the table. Anyone?
I'll motion to close.
Second.
Okay. We need a motion to issue an
We have to vote on
ORAD.
that first.
Yeah, roll call vote on the motion to close, please.
Say what?
Roll call vote to close.
The-
Roll call vote to close.
Yeah,
To close.
oh, sorry.
Nicole?
Or did you?
Okay,
I think
Nicole,
that's-
we got a second for a motion to close. Nicole?
Okay. Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Or did you tonight?
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
The ayes have it, and it's unanimous.
No.
And,
Motion to,
Okay, motion to issue an ORAD.
ANRAD. I would motion to issue the ANRAD for 660 Washington Street.
I would second that.
Okay, Roll call,
Aye.
Nicole.
Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. And please note that any person aggrieved by this decision has a right of appeal within 10 business days. Please contact our office or DEP if you need assistance. And 160 Scussett Street, an NOI. I did not read the closing statement. So I'm going to read it just for the record. Please note that any person aggrieved by this decision has the right of appeal within 10 business days. Please contact our office or DEP if you need assistance. And that is for 160 Scussett Street, DEP number 056-1133. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have an RDA for 83 Phillips Road. And with this one, we have a leaching field at 107 feet from the resource area, and the septic tank is 106 feet from the resource area. And the basic issue is the silt sock in the 100-foot buffer zone. So please state your name and
Sure. Good evening, everyone. For the record, Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group, representing the homeowner, as mentioned tonight, for an RDA relative to the repair of a failed residential septic system. Quick overview of the property. It's situated on the eastern shores of Great Sandy Bottom Pond. 50-foot buffer cuts through the house, 100-foot buffers in the front yard. The existing septic system comes out front to a leaching pit in the front yard. Our proposal is to provide a new line to a 1,500-gallon 2-compartment septic tank and a 20 by 32-foot pipe and stone leaching field, both situated outside the 100-foot buffer. We've basically done everything we can to maximize our separation to the resource, pushing it out towards Phillips Road and the front lot line. There will be no grading changes associated on the property. This is all existing lawn, going to be loam and seeded at the completion of the project. So after the work is done, you won't see any visual changes, with the exception of a vent post sticking out of the ground. This is a good thing for the owner and the community, replacing a failed system. Obviously, we don't want that going on right next to the ponds. So this is a site improvement in itself. Pretty straightforward. Again, all the components are outside the 100. We will be replacing a 4-inch Schedule 40 line, approximately 40 feet long, within the 100-foot. The erosion control line starts at the driveway to the house, and then from the house up and outside of the 100-foot buffer, encompassing all of the components and site work. Additionally, on the plan, there's an existing well on the property. That's to be converted to an irrigation well, and we're providing a new water line connecting into the main on Phillips Road. Pretty straightforward project. Again, it's a failed on-site system, so we're proposing to clean that all up.
So you won't be doing any work inside the 50-foot zone?
No work inside the 50. This is the 50 right here. Everything is basically, this is probably 55, 60 from the resource. That's where they're going to be trenching to the new tank. But
What about
we'll say 90% of the excavation is outside the 100-foot buffer.
decommissioning of the system if there were to going to take place?
The existing system is just a pit. That'll be pumped if there's anything in it, or filled with a clean sand or flowable fill.
excuse me, what did you say was in the
So it's basically a cesspool. Oh, yeah.
in the 100-foot buffer zone? besides the silt sock, you said,
Besides
Some
the silt
trenching?
sock, within the 100-foot buffer, there'll be a small, probably 2-foot wide trench, about 2 feet deep, just to get a new line out to the tank, and then the water line, which would be about a 5-foot deep trench. The water line, typically, they dig that, backfill it in a day.
Yep.
Same story with the line to the septic
okay.
tank.
So you're saying that's in the buffer zone, in the
It is
100-foot buffer zone?
between the 50 and
'Cause
the
I
100.
I don't remember reading that in here. The only thing I saw in the buffer zone was the silt sock. And I could be mistaken, but you have to explain that a little bit more. Or again,
Okay.
the trench that you plan on putting and where in the buffer zone exactly, you said 58 feet?
Sure. So starting right at the house, we're basically going to abandon the existing leaching pit. So where the line comes out of the house, they're not going to use the old line. They're going to grab onto it right outside the house by the front steps, approximately 60 feet from the resource, and do a trench to the septic tank. Additionally, we show a proposed water service on the plan, which starts at about 60 feet from the resource, extending up and outside the 100-foot buffer. If you want, I can bring this a
Sure.
little closer for you.
No, within the 100-foot buffer zone, is that a previously disturbed location?
It
That
is.
you're gonna trench?
Yes, it is. So, if it's a little easier, right in here is the old line. This is all in lawn. It's basically the same area. We're just gonna run a new pipe underground in the existing lawn. It's gonna be going back to lawn. So yes, it is all previously disturbed.
So
as it's
what's
the
growing
front
there
yard.
now? Is it
Grass.
Just, it's a lawn?
Yep, it's a maintained lawn.
Okay, okay. And I don't see that as an issue then.
Yep, so it'll be stabilized, likely in the spring at this point, when we can, as soon as we can get grass to grow. We're not really worried about any sediment migration. It's a very flat site out front. The erosion control will stay up until the site has stabilized, grass has grown in. So no risk at all of anything making its way down towards the pond.
Okay, the silt sock location, is that in a previously disturbed area as well?
Yep, everything's in the front yard. This is all lawn. Here's one silt sock, and then here's the other one running
Okay.
up this way.
So this could be open for the whole winter season, you're saying, the ground?
Depending when they do it. If they do it
You could winter
soon.
riot.
What's that?
If you're worried about it, you could winter riot.
Silt sock.
Yeah.
Grows perennial and goes up, well, gone.
Yep.
If it looks like it's a problem at all, I would suggest that.
Okay, Nicole, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I think that the report generated by Pembroke Consulting is actually really thorough, and it discusses the plant species at great length and just kind of how they're going to handle this situation. So,
Very well, thank you.
yeah.
Bob?
Good improvement.
Will you have the, where you just drew in the red line on the left-hand side?
This one?
That's where the pipe's going also.
Just inside of it. You mind if I can
No, that'd be great.
closer? So this is going to be our erosion control.
Yep.
Just inside of it, this is a proposed water line,
Okay.
drinking water to the house.
From here, it looked like you were drawing one line over another line.
Yeah, it's
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then this is the other one, this is the septic line that's gonna come out of the house. It's at an existing location, we're just running a new pipe out to the septic tank.
Okay, and the old septic was there was just a,
The old septic's out here, it's just a pit in the ground.
okay, and you have a pipe running to it, you're taking that pipe out and removing that pipe.
The pipe will probably stay in the ground, it's just the
Okay.
least invasive way to do it, that's
Yeah, cap
typically
both
how we
ends.
do it. But we don't want the pit there for safety reasons.
Sure.
So we'll take the cover off or crush it in and fill it with the flowable sand, and no one will ever know it's there. And it's not gonna collapse if someone drives a truck over it.
Yeah. Which has happened.
Yeah.
Lost a crane.
Okay, thank you.
The septic tank and the leaching field, point them out.
So septic tank is right here, 106 feet off the pond, and the leaching field is right here. So here's our 100-foot. This is the lot line, so we've done everything we can to shove it as far away from the pond as possible.
Yeah,
So
perfect. Okay, thanks.
basically a maximum feasible compliance.
Definitely an improvement.
Oh, big time. That pond used to be so full of phosphate that it would blow big waves of it across Route 27, like 3 feet. Real clean up there.
Any questions?
No?
No public? Do you want to comment?
I do not at
Steve?
this point, Gino, thank you very much.
No public comment.
I'll motion to close the hearing.
The horde has left.
Second?
Seconded.
Okay, this is an RDA,
Yep.
so you gotta make a motion to close.
I did already, and Rick
You
seconded.
did, and you seconded. Roll call. Nicole?
Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini?
That's
Aye.
just the
Bob Kenny, aye.
Yeah.
And no dissenters. Okay, now, we need to, an order, we don't do a order of conditions.
This is a
We do
RDA.
-3.
Okay.
And we discussed the silt sock location and built according to plans, I guess. So I guess that can be the motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, Nicole?
Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
Okay, that is that.
Thank you all very much.
You're all
Thank
set.
you.
Nice job.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
That's a great location, that pond. It's
Okay.
like being up there, looking at that water.
Okay,
We-
so I'm going to give you the ORAD to sign and the RDA to sign, and then we'll get on with the next order of business, Mr. Chair.
And we have meeting minutes to go over as well.
You also have 2 certificates of compliance.
Just anywhere.
Yeah, on the bottom. Yep.
Andy, I can stop in tomorrow to sign those documents if you want,
If you want,
from like 10 feet away.
If you want to, but we have 4 signatures.
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. And usually I rest right there.
And 2 certificates of compliance. Okay. Done. Okay, now let's do it. We have a couple certificates of compliance. One is 60 Prince Way. And let's see. That's the old one. That's the old one.
So just a little background on this that I was able to dig up for you. It was built in accordance with the plans entitled Existing Conditions and Proposed Erosion Control Plan. The final revision date was August 18, 2008. The plans were signed and stamped by Benjamin A. Gilmore, and the work was inspected and signed off by Bob Clark in 2011. So this came up as a closing, this came up, brought to our attention by a closing attorney. So they're selling the property, and they need to close out the certificate of compliance.
Okay, so we just basically need an issue to, motion to issue a certificate of compliance. Somebody want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to issue of compliance.
Second.
Very, okay. Nicole?
Right, Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
There you go. Okay, we have one more.
Yeah, 45 Milford Drive has to do with the subdivision itself off Dwelly Street that was built in 1998. The as-built was thoroughly reviewed as part of the road acceptance by the town in the early 2000s. I don't have an exact date as when the road was accepted, but the as-built would have been reviewed at that point in time. Again, this came up as, by a closing attorney, they're selling the property at 45 Milford Drive.
Okay, so somebody make a motion for a certificate of compliance for
Make a motion for a certificate of
45
compliance.
Milford.
For 45 Milford.
I'll second that.
Nicole?
Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
The ayes have it. Okay,
Move right along today.
approval of meeting minutes.
I have one thing that I just noticed on here. It said Mr. Edgerton made a motion to issue the order of conditions, and he
Yeah.
also seconded it.
I think
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
it's already
Okay.
been fixed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't mind doing both.
Good proofreading.
so
Does his homework.
Andy already took care of that, I call.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Thanks, but thanks for pointing it out.
sure.
You were busy that night.
Yeah, I guess so.
Make the motion.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes,
yes, and then,
Second.
that's meeting minutes
October
from
16th.
October 16th. Yeah.
Second.
Nicole,
So roll call. Nicole Pelletier, aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Art Edgerton, aye.
Gino Fellini, aye.
Bob Kenny, aye.
The ayes have it again. Okay, that takes care of all of the administrative business. And we have some new business. Prospective Conservation Commissioner, Stephen Pat.
Yes.
Please come up and say a few words.
I've never been known to say a few words.
Well, say a few more.
How are you? Thank you for the opportunity, gentlemen. And Nicole, thank you.
Of course.
So I guess I started getting interested in this work when I was young, growing up in the woods of New Jersey. And spent an awful lot of time, too much time, according to my parents, but an awful lot of time out in the woods. And it became important to me to understand what was going on out there. And as I began to get older, it became important to me to save what was out there, understanding and then saving. I made it a minor in college, environmental, I stuck with, for whatever reason, environmental geology.
Good.
And hydrology, which,
Gino?
Yes,
tell me I don't need to start again.
that
Well, I
mic
think
was
I
off.
heard you, but I'm not sure how well I heard you. All right, no issue. So in college, environmental geology, and I had an opportunity when I left college, or just before I left college, to go to work for
Hello?
Yeah, Nicole?
Hello, Nicole. Is he
I
muted?
don't know.
Is your battery okay?
She's on.
Are you there, Nicole?
Yeah, I think she's talking to
Yeah,
someone.
she must be talking to someone else.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No worries. No, had the opportunity to work in the city of Taunton as the assistant conservation agent. I spent about a year and a half there with Leon Bunk, and then went to work as the conservation agent for the town of Hanover.
Nicole M. Pelletier. Nicole M. Pelletier.
Hello, Nicole.
Interrupt, the call dropped while
Okay,
Mr. Nutt was talking.
you're back on.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
No worries.
I missed the good part.
Ah,
Well,
So I spent some time working in the town of Hanover as a conservation agent for Marjorie Abbott and the Conservation Commission there for a few years until I got engaged and needed to make some money because it didn't pay an awful lot, to be honest. So I actually spent the last 40 years or so selling zucchini for a living, so that's what I've been doing. I was vice president of perishables for a wholesale company. So the interest never waned. I traveled a great deal. I often thought about doing this, but I traveled a great deal across the country and really never had the opportunity to say I'm going to be around long enough to attend meetings and sit and do what was required. So I retired 2.5 years ago. I found myself with the time now. I am currently also serving on the advisory board in all transparency. I don't see a conflict. They don't see a conflict. So that brings me when I discovered through some conversation that there was an opening, and I found that out right after I had actually appeared before you because of something that was going on in my neighborhood. I decided I would take a run at it. Saw that there was a vacancy. Things seemed to be running fairly smoothly. I certainly don't want to upset an apple cart, but I'm hopeful that I can add something to the proceedings, add something to the knowledge. I don't have a problem getting my boots dirty. I have no problem walking through the woods and walking through the water. I live on the pond. I live on a pond. I live on Stetson, on Blueberry Lane. We've been there since mid-75 or so. Tore down the fishing camp and built a home there. So we've been there full time for a long time. And I have a significant interest certainly in the pond and all ponds, and in how I spent some time with Pembroke Watershed. Certainly it is near and dear to my heart. But I also understand that most of this is 130, 140, and that we're enforcing wetlands protection. So I get that piece of it, but it goes well beyond that. My interest goes well beyond that. So that's where I am. I'm happy to entertain any questions that you might have.
I don't have any. You seem pretty well qualified.
Yeah, it's very well qualified. You know how the Conservation Commission works? More or less?
In all honesty and transparency, I knew how the Conservation Commissions worked in the city of Taunton and the town of Hanover 35 and 40 years ago. So, although most of the terms I understood from sitting right there, I'm glad I came here early. I'm glad I had an opportunity. There are some new names that I'm going to have to understand a little bit. So, yeah. I know NOIs and I know order of conditions, but some of the other terms you're throwing around, I'm not quite sure I need.
Well, lucky for you,
Keystone Diaphragm?
Possession Act hasn't been updated yet, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to serve me well then. So.
Yes.
And every board has a learning curve, right?
Yeah, you won't, if I'm fortunate enough to be appointed, then you won't hear a lot from me in the first few meetings. I'll sit back and learn from the rest of you, but, I'll engage. I'm not shy.
Well, and you live in an area that's been affected by agriculture here with the cranberries, and then a water resource area. You live right on it and in it, and I think that's a big plus to see your backyard and what.
Yeah, there's a lot that's been going on over there. Certainly, the companies are going to cranberry. We were there when it was an active cranberry bog before they probably came in and did, or not came on, but Cumberland Farms came in and did what they did. So we've been there. We've been watching the water. What's been going over there with the wells, the 5 wells that were initially proposed over there. So it's an active area. There's no question about it. It's a clean pond. Love the pond. Want to see it kept that way, as all ponds in this town.
It's a full disclosure. I'm, as you know, president of the Pembroke Watershed Association.
Yeah.
And Steve was the vice president while I was president.
Good.
And I can speak on behalf of my experience. And I have nothing but positive things to say from my experience of working with Steve in the past. And although I think he told me, but I was completely unaware, because I don't have a great memory, I guess. He told me all these things years ago, I think. And, it's great to hear them again. I mean, he's obviously eminently qualified.
Yeah.
And he's, from
Any
my
other
opinion,
time and the
a great
devotion, that's
resource
what really
person.
does it.
Yeah, so, as far as the process is concerned, this is a appointment made by the select board, but they take very seriously the sitting board's recommendation.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I think we'll wait till next month when everybody's here to,
No worries. If there's
To
any
vote.
questions or commentary, anything you want to shoot to me, feel free. I'll answer anything that I can for you.
very
And-
well. We have your number.
Yeah, and again,
Many people do.
just to mention the application, everyone had received your application, and that had a lot of these qualifications on it. So for any of the members who aren't here, they've got a good idea of your background, even though they may not have gotten a chance to hear you tonight.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it all.
Thanks for coming in.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nicole.
Take care.
Thank you so, so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We need you.
Okay, at this point, I think we can entertain a motion to
To
adjourn.
close. Make a motion to close?
A second that?
Nicole
Roll
Pelletier,
call.
aye.
Rick Madden, aye.
Artie Ditchin, aye.
Gino Flaney, aye.
Well, Kitty, I.
Okay, you want to remind the public that your next meeting, next Conservation Commission meeting will be on Thursday, January 8th,
January 8th.
2026.
Oh, I thought it said the 6th. It's the 8th.
2026, baby.
Ah, okay. So January 8th, 2026. And he's got